Warning. This review contains samples of the gratuitous sex and violence that accompanies the God of War series. This video should not be viewed at your place of employment. What the hell are you doing watching YouTube at your job anyway? Get back to work.
Hey, what's up? Wes here, and thanks a lot for checking out my God of War 3 review for the PlayStation 3. Now, I actually got this game with my PlayStation 3 console many years ago, but I hadn't played it until recently, the reason being that I had never played a God of War game before I got my PlayStation 3. Yeah, I was late to the party, I never played it on the PlayStation 2, so before I played the third one, I had to play the first two. I had to know what I was missing. So I actually got these remastered, HD remastered God of War 1 and 2 for the PlayStation 3, and I loved them. The first one was great. I dove right into the second one. I like that one even more. So, caught up on the God of War series up to that point. So I finally got around to reviewing God of War 3. So here we go. What do I have in store for me? Let's check it out. Ascending Mount Olympus, Kratos, accompanied by the Titan Gaia, begins his adventure as God of War 3 picks up right where its predecessor left off. The game immediately showcases its impressive visuals, complemented by its boisterous cinematic score. Armed with the Blades of Exile, Kratos is immediately met with hordes of soldiers defending the gods of Olympus. The prologue serves as a tutorial as the player is reintroduced to the archetypal God of War formula. Just like the two games that preceded this one, the camera angles are fixed, which can be a pain at times, but for the most part works fairly well. The game retains the fighting mechanics that God of War is well known for, which has been aped by countless games. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Kratos earns new moves by purchasing them with red orbs, just as in his prior conquests, and there is an abundance of them here. While every move earned is not necessarily mandatory to complete Kratos' quest, many are utilized as crucial components in advancing the story. The game will thankfully pop up reminders each time such a maneuver is needed, as there are so many throughout God of War 3, you would have to be an elephant in order to remember them all. These reminders can be disabled for all of you pachyderms out there. These different moves are coupled with a myriad of weapons at Kratos' disposal. These weapons can be switched on the fly, as many enemies require a specific weapon to dispose of them, while other weapons are needed to break through certain barriers and solve puzzles. The puzzles peppered throughout the first two games are present here as well, and serve more as a bridge in between battles. While these mindless puzzles could be solved by anyone with half a brain, or the family cat for that matter, they are still fun, but nothing to pat yourself on the back once solved. Kratos crosses paths with numerous monstrosities throughout its quest to open Pandora's box, with many requiring QuickTime events to destroy. Ugh. If you ask me, the QuickTime event wore itself thin ages ago, and it annoys the hell out of me that in this game, the buttons which need to be pressed appear on the four edges of the screen. I found myself just staring at the edges of the screen when these events occurred, completely ignoring the center of the screen where all of the action was taking place. My guess is that this was done by design to help people remember where the buttons are placed. I know the buttons, god damn it! I know where they're placed. I don't need the on-screen icon set so far apart from the action that it actually detracts from it. Why wasn't this the case when Kratos plays a little bit of Guitar Hero? But my biggest gripe with the game is a major one. A deal breaker, if you will. Certain PS3s just don't jive with the God of War 3 disc. When I put the disc in, more often than not, it did this. What the fuck, Sony? This game was brand new straight out of the shrink wrap. But you know what? I've had this issue before. When I purchased The Last of Us years ago, I had a similar problem, only that game did load, but then froze and locked up my system, damaging the hard drive. Like deja fucking vu. Recognizing this problem, I hit up the PlayStation forums to discover that I was not alone. just like with The Last of Us. Deja fucking vu. Apparently, some models of PS3 no likey the dual layer discs. Thanks, Sony. Your own game doesn't work in your own product? Very nice. Fix the issue, perhaps? Nah. Good God, was this frustrating. I would just keep ejecting the disc over and over, trying again and again and again. Once, I even did this for 45 minutes before it finally played. Not cool, Sony. Not cool. But the game did redeem itself in other ways. God of War 3 is loaded with a deluge of gorgeous environments, hosting Kratos' trials and tribulations amongst some of the most breathtaking landscapes in the series to date. From the river Styx to Hera's Garden, there's no shortage of alluring settings for Kratos to traverse, and naturally, the ancient city of Olympia. Also, the gratuitous sex and violence that has become synonymous with the God of War series is in spades here. Tearing beasts to shreds, smashing faces into bloody pulp, and titties, titties, titties. Of course, failing the annoying and sometimes touchy QuickTime events can lead to some, performance issues.
Am I too much woman for you to handle, Kratos?
You know, this is the perfect metaphor for the disc's impotence inside of the PS3. Totally makes sense. Which is a shame, because the game is pretty fun when you're actually able to enjoy it. The difficulty is just right, with generous checkpoints peppered throughout, the aesthetics are phenomenal, and the voice acting is top-notch. The game is just long enough to where you won't grow bored with it, while at the same time, short enough to want to immediately tackle it again. Which I did. Once you complete the game, you then unlock an extremely addictive challenge mode where you have to meet certain conditions in order to complete each unique challenge. And challenge is the correct word, because they are just that. Some require you to defeat a wave of enemies within a time limit using only your bare hands, while others, such as destroying all of the urns before time expires, are just as daunting. I was one challenge away from earning a trophy and unlocking the combat arena when my PS3 just stopped reading the disc altogether. And I haven't been able to get it to work since.
So there you go, God of War 3 for the PlayStation 3. Now, it's basically just more of the same, so if you're a fan of the God of War series, but for whatever reason you haven't played this one yet, check it out. You're gonna like it. But, at your own risk. You saw the problems I had with this disc. It was atrocious. I mean, right out of the shrink wrap in this damn thing wouldn't work. So, play at your own risk. Thankfully, the game is dirt cheap right now. You can pick it up for less than $10 brand new. So, if you want to risk paying that much to try this game out, then by all means, go for it. You can also download the game if you'd like. And I know the game has also been remastered for the PlayStation 4, though I don't know how you could possibly make this game look better. But whatever, you might want to go that route instead. But like I said, just play at your own risk. It is a great game, but my experience was soiled because of the disc problems. But maybe you won't have the same issues that I did. So yeah, what do you guys think of the God of War series? I still prefer 2. 2 was my favorite out of the trilogy. I know there's a new God of War game coming out, and I've heard that they're going to change the formula up a little bit, which might be refreshing since all 3 of the God of War games that I've played have all played the same. I mean, you could confuse some elements for the others, and I don't know, they didn't change a whole lot. So maybe this new one will be refreshing, so we'll just have to wait and see. But I do want to thank you for dropping by and checking out this review. Until next time, I will catch all of you later.